What's going on, VTI legends out there? How you guys doing? It's Orange Leader 398, your officer and host of the VTI Legends Corner. Now today, we're going to do a little bit of a GL segment. So Galactic Legends, I'm going to be talking about my boy, Sith Eternal Emperor, also known as C, S-E-E. So, we're going to start off with kind of a breakdown of the character's kit and kind of the perks and advantages of him and kind of how he works and goes. And we will absolutely get into a couple of battles to really show it out and explain kind of further what goes on. So, right now, I'm going to pass on the ultimate. We will get to that here in a bit. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about his deception. So, it deals special damage to target enemy that wasn't, and if that enemy wasn't already deceived, they get something, a debuff called Deceived. Now, that's going to be important because they cannot target Sith Eternal unless he is the only enemy active. If there's another Sith enemy there, they can't target him. They can't go after him. Now, there are some teams that will be able to get around this, but that's mainly your Jedi Master Kenobi. So, and usually Sith Eternal can be used there, but it's preferred not. So, anytime an ability is used while the enemy is deceived, you get the nice bonus of 2% ultimate charge. Now, that's going to come into play here in a little bit when I want to talk about testing something. But know that this basic, it's very important. It's going to really ramp up his ability to get to his ultimate. So if you have the ultimate unlocked, kind of getting that spread out and across the team, that's going to be very important. Next, so be it, Jedi. So he's going to do special damage, dealing 10% more for each deceived enemy. So the more deceived you have out there, the more you can do it. If the entire team has it and there's 5 of them, you are doing 50% more damage, which can be quite a bit with this character. And he's also going to recover 50% protection as well as all dark side allies. And any Jedi defeated in this turn from this ability can't be revived. So, if you're facing like a Jedi Master Luke or a JML and they have Jolie on the team, well, if you defeat them with So Be It Jedi, Jolie can't bring them back. That's not going to happen. So if you can use this to not only regain that protection and kill an enemy that's a Jedi, very useful, very helpful in those situations. Now, Unravel Destiny is probably going to be the biggest thing with getting the ultimate, as well as being able to kind of solo gas if you ever want to use a GL to do that. There's easier, better counters, but it can be done relatively easy. So if you're someone who in Grand Arena, you haven't used C yet and there's a gas kind of standing in your way, it's like, yeah, you could use that if you don't think they have any GLs, maybe in the back wall or somewhere else. So how this works is that all your dark side allies gain retribution, so they will counter. Dark side taints will taunt, and you are going to link together 2 enemies. So you'll put a link on one enemy and you'll put a link on another. Those 2 become linked, and the ability cannot be removed, so that you can't cleanse this. This is something that until you use the move again, it stays on those 2 characters. And with each turn, the enemies will lose some of their protection. So, when it comes down to it, if you're going up against a gas, you use this on him, put it on like 5s or maybe Rex. And after they take a couple turns, they're going to start losing some of their protection. So, that is very helpful. Now, if you have the ultimate, let's go over that real quick. It's pretty simple. In order to charge it, you gain 2% every time a deceived enemy uses an ability. Doesn't matter if it's basic or special. They use something, they attack, they throw out some support. It counts. If the enemy is also linked, you will gain an extra 8% ultimate charge. As long as he's in the leader spot, though. That is a big thing to clarify. And so eventually, once you get it to 100%, you are able to transform. You lose your initial 2 abilities and you gain 2 more. And the power, unlimited power, is going to be that big kicker that you look for. That is going to instantly defeat the 2 linked enemies as long as they are not GLs. GLs are not instantly killed by this ability. However, any of their support characters will be. And if you go against Jedi Trained Rey, even with their protection while she's ready to use her ultimate, it will kill her allies. Won't do any damage to her at all, but it would instantly defeat her allies. So if you line it up to where you can link to, she goes into her ultimate, and then you use this, that would be very helpful, and you would absolutely start to dwindle down her support team. So, now that's a lot of talk. How about we get into a little bit of the action? Let's go into my arena here. I've kind of been sliding down, so that way I definitely get a wide variety of teams to face. And instantly, I see a couple of teams here, but I want to solo another C. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to clear out that team, and I'm just going to throw in my own Sith Eternal to kind of show off some of his functionality. So we hop into battle here. So, I'm faster. The first thing you want to do is absolutely link Sith Eternal. Start kind of working on his shield a little bit. And then you're also going to want to go after someone who kind of hits hard and who will take lots of turns. So I feel like the person who's going to take lots of turns is probably going to be Darth Vader. Because the more turns they take, the more ultimate charge you get. See, I'm already starting to get some ultimate charge because they're starting to use their abilities. And they're linked. Also notice, I do have Deceived here on their Sith Eternal. So, every time he attacks, I'm going to be building up my ultimate charge more and more. Now, so far, so good. Notice how they haven't linked me. That's because in order to link something, you have to have 2 characters available to link. If there's only 1 character, you are unable to do so. Now, if you check this out right now, I have made, 1 attack? Maybe 2 now? And I'm already at my ultimate. And look at where their Sith Eternals is. They haven't been able to get anything because up until now, I wasn't deceived. And they can't link me. So I'm going to go into my ultimate. His protection has worn off. It's down. We have someone who is taunting, unfortunately, so we'll just have to throw that there. And as soon as we are no longer ability blocked, we will go ahead and unleash our unlimited power. Now, it did not end up killing Sith Eternal. I did do some damage. But I'm going to go ahead and link these 2. So, I'm kind of stuck here on Scion with that ability because of that taunt, which is kind of the one downside to Sith Eternal, is that he doesn't really have a good way around the taunt. Now, one thing that's really hurting, and is definitely one of his greater weaknesses, is the fact that he if it would actually work, that would be great. There we go. Unfortunately, he can fall prey to health down. And health is probably one of his bigger stat pools. So losing 20% of his health, that's a lot of health lost. So hopefully we're able to hang in long enough and be able to really go in and get some health back. Because we seem to be doing okay right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of those two, or all three of them. Now notice, even this far into the match, we got a minute 38 left. So I'm just going to kind of keep shocking him. He is still extremely low on the ultimate meter because he doesn't really have a great way of getting me into deceived. Like, he gets it every once in a while, but that's only 2%. So if you ever need to take out a Sith Eternal, you could, for most portions, probably solo it. Now, Datacrons are absolutely going to make a difference if they have the right ones. There is a Datacron out there that you can start with if you have all Sith allies. 80% of your ultimate charge done already. So if you were to be deceived every turn by their Sith Eternal with 80% already, it would take 10 turns for them to get to their ultimate. So it's still very doable. It can still be done. Now, there's other teams that you can go against. Say, we got a different widespread here. If I were to go against, let's say, Jedi Master Luke there. With that team, if I add one character, Wat Tambor, and I give over a tech to C, Sith Eternal, he is just going to absolutely dominate. Just those two alone will dominate Jedi Master Luke. Even with Jedi Knight Luke and Revan and the rest of the supporting cast, Gas and Hermit Yoda, doesn't matter. In the end, Sith Eternal is easily going to win that. Now, without the ultimate, it gets a little trickier, but it can be done. So, now the last thing you're probably asking is, well, how do I mod him? What do I do? My biggest advice with Sith Eternal is, without having the ultimate, very heavy in protection. Lots of protection, and as much health as you can throw in with it, and speed. But once you kind of get the ultimate, health is kind of your major pool that you want to dip into and kind of go with. Definitely try and keep protection high, but prioritize health in your mods and speed with protection. And so with that, I think that's about as good of a rundown as we can get. If you do have them and you are curious when it does come to Conquest, lots of places where he can be a solo. Like, you can take him in anywhere. Maybe not these guys. Maul typically has C's number, but mostly the other spots, wouldn't waste him on Ewoks. I could use him here. I could go elsewhere and use him. I could use him against a... Where is he? Here we go. We can use him against General Anakin Skywalker. Let's go ahead and throw him in there. So this is Conquest, but all in all, this is actually a fairly good representation of how any gas match would go. So I usually like to go 5s and General Anakin Skywalker and just kind of let them have at me. So this is a little unfortunate. I was really hoping Skywalker would go first, but we'll just go ahead and hit him. He's going to go down. That's fine. Typically what works best is if he goes before you go again and he attacks because he's going to drain his shielding as he does that. But unfortunately, because of the fact that he went down because I hit him, he's not going to lose his protection. Because once he absolutely loses all his protection, he actually can't stand back up until all his allies are defeated. So he should go before me. His protection is gone because it depletes super quickly because of our linked ability. So now, even without ultimate, like I'm not even going to use the ultimate here. I'm just going to kind of go after them like this. Go ahead and get rid of them. They can't really do a whole lot. And this is very true for anything like Grand Arena or any territory wars that you get into. This is a nice, easy solo. I've had a couple Grand Arenas where my enemies have put no GLs on defense, and they had General Anakin Skywalker in the background. He was in the back wall, and I'm like, okay, I haven't used my Sith Eternal yet, and I just solo it. You know, I get more points that way. And there you go. It's a nice, easy battle. You link them, he goes down, can't get back up, and you go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little informational video on C. If there's anything I left out that you want to see, definitely hit me up in the comments, let me know. I'm going to be planning on doing the other GLs I have. I'll do a Jedi Master Kenobi, as well as a Lord Vader one. And hopefully, whoever the next GL is after Jabba the Hutt, I'm actually saving up for that. So hopefully, I'll get that one pretty early on, and I can make a video of that for all the people. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Love you. Let's go kick some butt in Star Wars: A Galaxy of Heroes. Let's have some fun. Later, legends.